happens now. Sometimes we have what it takes, sometimes we make our mistakes, and now the journey awaits, so don't you wanna come with me? Come with me. We'll make our way to the top, we'll never break, never stop, and when we get to the spot, we'll know we made it there together. We'll remember forever that life is but a dream. And isn't it amazing? Oh, life can be amazing. Oh, I feel my heartbeat racing. I'll fly soaring ever higher. I can light my inner fire, and then we'll see what happens now. What happens now? And then we'll see what happens now. What happens now? Watch what happens now. It's amazing, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing, it's amazing. It's amazing, it's amazing. Whoa, it's amazing, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing, it's amazing. It's amazing, it's Watch what happens now.
The most beautiful country on earth, 3 most livable cities in Canada, over 14,000 graduates, and 20 unique programs in English. Welcome to Canada, welcome to Sprott Shaw Language College. Hi, this is Ilyas. As the Pathway Program Manager and the Marketing Manager for Europe, I will share with you today how you can live, study, and work in Canada. Canada stands out with its safe, multicultural society, quality of education, and high living standards. These things make Canada one of the most reputable countries in the world. It is also more affordable to study in Canada than other countries like the US and UK. Here, you can meet and study with students from over 75 different countries and also study and work through our career college. Or you can enroll in our Pathway program to study at Canada's top colleges and universities while working 20 hours per week to obtain work experience in an English-speaking country. If you want to be a part of this great experience at Sprott Shaw Language College, apply today. Now it's time for Canada. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to SSLC's Pathway webinar series. My name is Ilyas, and I'm the Pathway Program Manager here at SSLC. And I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe. We have North Island College today. NIC is joining us, and we have Junko representing NIC. Hi, Junko. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you today?
Good, thanks. It's beautiful outside today in Vancouver. I'm assuming it's the same in our beautiful Vancouver Island as well.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we're enjoying the sunshine a little bit here. It's a bit of a difference from a couple weekends ago when it was snowing. So I think we're
Oh yeah,
starting to see some spring here.
yes, definitely. It's definitely getting warmer here in BC. So it's great to see you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Today, yeah, it's our pleasure. Today is a pink shirt day, actually, so that's why we are all wearing pink today here at SSLC and VICCC, our sister career college here in Vancouver. Okay, great. So why don't we get to know you first, Junko?
Yes.
Let's get to know you first, and then we can go ahead with your presentation. We're going to learn about North Island College today, in short, NIC. And NIC is a new partner new pathway partner of SSLC. So we are excited to establish this partnership with NIC, and we are really excited to get to know more about NIC today. And
Thank you.
let's start with you first.
Yes, definitely. So, hi everyone. Properly, my name is Junko Leclerc, and I'm the manager of international enrollment and recruitment here at North Island College. I myself am right in the office today at the college, even though COVID-19 has shut down most of the post-secondary schools here in Canada. Some of our staff are still working in the office. So I wish that I could, really show you the outside as well, but we're just in a virtual environment. So we apologize. You're going to have to look at my rather boring walls.
Actually, this is a great idea. Next time we can do it. Maybe you can join us with your cell phone, and then we can do a quick
Yeah.
virtual campus tour. Why not?
Yeah, I think that will be awesome. Or even better, we might be able to do it in the forest, up in the mountains, or even on the beach, because those places will be really nice to show as well.
That's great. Actually, I've done it with some of my agents in Turkey here. I've done Instagram Live outside in the streets of Vancouver. So it's actually catching students' attention. So it's a great idea. Maybe we can do this with you next time.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you so much, first of all, for hosting us as well. And we're really excited for the new partnership opportunity. And we're looking forward to welcoming more students to North Island College here. We're in a very much a fast growing community. So I think there are lots of opportunities that we can show everybody.
Great. Okay. So maybe you can share your presentation with us first. We're going to, I assume, get to know more about NIC, NIC's programs, admission requirements, and I really want to touch on how our pathway works with NIC. Um, you know, what kind of programs do international students enrolling in your college? If you can get all the facts out, that would be great.
Yes, definitely. I will share the slides with you here right now.
Okay, all right. And if I have questions, I may interrupt you from time to time. And if we get any questions, either on Crowdcast or on Facebook, on YouTube, so we are live in different social media platforms. So if we get questions from there, Jen will just type those questions here, and I'll be happy to ask those questions to you.
Great. I just wanted to make sure that everybody is able to see or at least you can see the slides here.
Yes, it's looking great. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to get it started here. As you can see, you're looking at a slightly different kind of college here on Vancouver Island. North Island College started off as a community college, and we are very much connected with the local community and also local culture. And Indigenous culture is one of the things that we really embrace. And because of that, you actually see the building is a little bit different from what you might expect in places like Vancouver and Toronto, where you have the glass windows and big flashy brand new buildings. But wherever you go, most of our community campuses look a little bit like this. And you will, as you go along, you will realize the reason why we tend to keep it rather at a smaller scale, and also very comfortable and welcoming.
Great.
So we are located on Vancouver Island. Just in case you don't know about the size and the location of Vancouver Island, we're on the very west coast, where we might indeed be one of the farthest west Western institution in Canada, after one of the schools in Yukon. And the Vancouver Island itself is a very big island. It has about, I think, 875,000 people living on the entire island. We started off as serving, as I said, the northern part of the island. And international students tend to end up in either Campbell River, Comox Valley, or Port Alberni campuses. And it depends on programs that you choose, and I will tell you a little bit more about that as I go along. From where you are, by the way, Elias, from Vancouver, we're a really quick flight. I say 35 minutes, but it's actually really a 20-minute flight. And it's such a low flight that you can see this ocean and all the islands as you go. So it's a pretty scenic flight there from Vancouver. I don't know if you have taken that flight before.
I haven't, but I've been up to Campbell River, all the way up to there. Yeah, I drove. It's also beautiful too.
Yeah, it is a really nice area. Yeah. From Victoria, it's about, Victoria is at the very bottom of the island, as you can see. And from Victoria, it's about 2-hour drive. And again, it's a bit of a scenic drive along the waterline. Now, you had a really nice video at the very beginning about study in Canada. But the reason why lots of students tend to choose west coast of Canada is simply because of the natural beauty and also the nice weather. So Vancouver Island, along with Vancouver, of course, has a mild winter and really warm summer. So if you are coming from locations where it's mostly sunny and summery throughout the year, or if you tend to come from more of a colder places, you will be able to enjoy the 4 seasons here. And the picture that you see is actually a section of downtown Comox, one of the cities that we have the campus in. So as you can see, the ocean is basically 5-minute walk from where we live. So we can, even in wintertime, we can go for a walk along the beach. We can go kayaking. And then right now the mountain is open. So you can go skiing, go snowboarding, and it's only about 25 minutes away by drive. So you're looking at a place where you can land and really enjoy the outdoor and the nature, and also extra space around you in comparison to living in the city centers.
So a small community, I guess. Everyone gets to know each other.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of funny because whenever I get a phone call from students or students' families, one way or another, we find people that know each other, So, but it's not actually that small. We have about, say, for example, the main campus is in Comox Valley, and this is the shot of our Comox Valley downtown. But we have about 75,000 people that live here in the community. So it's not very, very small. But people tend to be very friendly just because we're so relaxed that we're happy to get to know people. And even on the street, we tend to chat with people. So it's a very inclusive and understanding kind of community that you're looking at. And it's also owing to all of that relaxed feeling. We tend to be one of the safest cities in British Columbia and across Canada. So it's great, especially for students that are coming for the first time to Canada and a little bit unsure about the safety. You will find that it's a very safe place. For some of you that are wondering about what kind of industries exist in our city, the main industries tend to be tourism, hospitality, healthcare. But along with that, Comox Valley has the Canadian Air Force Base and also 24-hour air, land, and where is it? The ocean, the water rescue. And so it tends to attract very interesting people into the community, and also it creates different type of industry, again, in, of course, education, finance, and administration. And we have very low unemployment rate, meaning we have a lot more jobs available for people. And also our population tends to be a little bit older. So there are lots more opportunities available for younger students that are coming in and maybe thinking about establishing themselves in the community as well.
Great.
These are just a few of the photos. I thought that I might just give you a lot of the visuals to see what it's like here. So these are all the photos from various students that are going up the mountain and skiing during the day or at nighttime. During the summertime, we tend to have about 8 or I think it's 9 actually different species of whales that come through our water. So on good days, you could actually see those whales from the beach. We often have seals and sea lions that are swimming up the river as well. So if you go down the river swimming, sometimes you're swimming with them. It's also a location for Vancouver Island Music Fest here in our city. So it attracts a huge number of people during the summer. And also we have music and art festivals throughout the wintertime. And we embrace agriculture and aquaculture. So we have a number of distilleries, wineries, and local food producers that creates great products. And these kinds of businesses are also what actually the employers that hire our students for work, whether it's part-time or after graduation. Now, we're going to start talking a little bit more about the college itself. So the college as a whole has about 8,000 students right now, and about 400 of those students are international as of now. When it's busy, because of COVID, we have a slightly lower number of international students right now, but in general years, we tend to have about 480 international students here. But still, it's a rather smaller numbers in comparison to bigger schools.
And where are they mostly coming from?
Of course, just like any other schools in Canada, students coming from India does take up a certain portion of our students' population, but we have students coming from Philippines, Japan, Korea, China, and various Latin American countries and Caribbean countries. And in recent years, we're starting to welcome a lot more students from Africa as well again. Great. Yeah, so and we're hoping to increase the students coming from Europe and also Middle East right now. So, we tend to have, especially for European students, we tend to have very interesting students coming into fun programs, and they add a great flavor to what we do here and the student community. The students are really happy, though, I must say, being at North Island College, and that's one of the things that I'm really proud of. So the numbers here says about 90 to 92%, but students are, this past year, the statistics showed us that about 96% of the students are really happy with the instruction and also with the future that we created for them. So I think this is actually a good point to maybe show one of the students that is talking about her experience at North Island College.
Yeah, let's do that. Jem can share that video right now. It's a testimonial from one of your students. All right, here we are.
私の名前は岡田優衣です。I've been interested in learning English since when I was a kid, and my high school had connection with North Island College. Like the first day I arrived here, I was a bit nervous, but I noticed that there's so many international students that have the same motivation as me. I'm taking tourism and hospitality, and we learn customer service, how we talk to customers. We have had events and host real guests. This summer we've been hiking, I go tubing, play soccer every week, and yeah, this place is the most beautiful place I've ever been. ここであなたの新しい旅を始めましょう。
Great, yeah, her English was really good.
Yeah, she's been with us for a few years, and I still see her in town, and I'm in touch with her, and she's a great student, and I'm really glad that she had a great experience here. One of the things that she was talking about the other day was about soccer. She goes and plays community soccer on weekends. It's too bad that it is a little, it's canceled right now because of COVID-19, but hopefully, yeah, towards the end of this year or even in the fall or summer, we'll be able to start the group activities again.
Yeah, we used to do that with other ESL schools. We had a league here in Vancouver, and we are actually the last standing champions.
Wow.
As SSLC, but unfortunately, we were not able to run that last year. But I don't know what's going to happen this summer, so we'll see.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to going back to some of those activities because I think we're getting tired of the walls inside the house and the same scenery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to jump in to talk about programs, and we're going to also talk about the fees and admissions, that sort of things.
Okay.
All right. I believe the slide is back on.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so starting with the School of Business, we have undergraduate and postgraduate programs at North Island College. Now, business programs start throughout the year, so we have students starting in September, of course, but January and May as well. And for undergraduate students, we are actually the first college in British Columbia to be granted the permission to offer bachelor's degree program. So our bachelor's degree program has long history, and our students are still working in the community, and they're also the ones that are mentoring our students that are coming into our undergraduate programs. For students that are interested in undergraduate programs, there are a lot of great co-op opportunities. And I don't know, maybe it's a good time for me to talk a little bit about what co-op is. I don't know if everybody knows about that.
We've organized many webinars in the past, and we've talked about it, but we can quickly remind our students about what is co-op, and do you actually place students into co-op jobs, or do they have to find it on their own?
That's a good question. Yeah. So co-op is at NIC. It's 4 months of work full time,
Okay.
and you will be paid as if you are a regular employee. The difference is that at NIC we help our students find the employment in the community. But we still have the students go through the interview with the employer, because ultimately it's a match between the student and employer. So if that match doesn't really happen, then your co-op experience is not going to be a good one. And we want to make sure that employers are happy and students are happy. So we facilitate the process of finding work and also applying, and also helping employers hire the student. But there are some occasions where the match does not happen. And in that case, we help the student find a different employer.
Great.
For postgraduate students, I don't know how many students are thinking about postgraduate studies, but we have post-degree diplomas in global business management and pre-professional accounting. For global business management, the focus is more on international business and also the strategic management and project management. So you can come from various different backgrounds and then come into our global business management. On the other hand, professional accounting is really focused on accounting, and the program is designed to train students and provide students with courses to lead into becoming a certified professional accountant in Canada.
That's
so it's a
great.
it's a great program, but it's very specialized. So you have to really like accounting before you go into the program.
But they don't have to have an accounting background, I assume. Do they? Or
No,
Okay.
they do not. Yeah. So we do like to have students coming from some sort of business background, but if they do not, we can still bridge the students into the accounting program.
Okay.
So yeah. It's a really nice program, and our community is always looking for students in accounting field. So there will always be some sort of a co-op if it's undergraduate students. If it's post-degree accounting students, there will always be an opportunity for internship in our community. And even though we call it internship, most of our students are paid in their internship
I
as
see.
well.
And I assume if they study pre-professional accounting, it's they kind of complete the entry, like they can go into CPA, right? They can.
That's right. Yeah, they
So-
can go into CPA PEP program. So that's the professional education program. So they will meet all the requirements, or I think they might be just short by like 1 or 2 courses, but they pretty much finish all of the courses required in order to go into the CPA PEP.
CPA. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I do get students sometimes asking to become a CPA. They're accountants in their home countries, and they want to do that here as well. And it's not so simple to become an accountant, but this program is really great for those students.
Yeah, definitely. And the taxation law and and such are quite a bit different here in Canada. So it's important that students go through the courses required.
Okay.
And this way, going into the professional education program and starting the work is much easier as well.
Okay, great.
The next group of programs is tourism and hospitality. Just like Yui mentioned in the video, she is also from tourism and hospitality program. And we have 3 different concentrations in this. The first one, as you can see, is in adventure guiding. So adventure guiding students are such fun students, and they spend most of their first year outdoor, either camping or kayaking or hiking, what have you. So we don't really see them very much in the first year because they're not really on campus. And then in the second year, if students want to continue into the 2-year program, then in the second year, they come back into classroom more and have a lot more business-oriented or tourism-oriented courses. So it has a little bit more focus on theory.
Some people might be thinking right now, okay, it's COVID time. Why do I study tourism and hospitality? That sector is one of the hardest hit by COVID. But actually, this outdoor and adventure tourism is booming in Canada. I watched the news the other day. I think it was on CBC News. Because of COVID, people can't go anywhere, and they hit the mountains. They hit the lakes. Outdoor sports. So it's booming right now. So it's I think it's a great idea if they're planning to enroll in a tourism and hospitality diploma program.
I agree. And also because of COVID, it's a good time to be studying, I think, because once you are done with the program, then hopefully by then COVID would have kind of calmed down a little bit, and tourism industry will be back to normal, plus the extra boom in adventure guiding.
Right, and you'll be ready to work in the field.
Yes, that's right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, it's okay.
There was a quick question here about the course delivery this summer. Is it going to be online this summer as well?
No, so we start this program. Adventure guiding is one program that starts every September, and we don't have any other start time. But in the past, even the students that started in September 2020, they have actually been out and about. So most of their outdoor learning components are still taking place. And then the theory portion of the program is online.
Okay. How about for other programs? It'll still be online this summer as well?
For the between May and August, yes, most likely that's what's going to happen. And as a Canadian institution, just like other public institutions, I think we are starting the conversation with the provincial government to figure out what would be the best option moving forward past September.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that we can go back into the classroom because that's what we like, and what our instructors like as well. So,
yeah.
The 2 other concentrations in tourism and hospitality is hospitality and sustainable tourism. So we have an undergraduate diploma program in this, as well as the advanced diploma. And the name doesn't quite sound right, but advanced diploma is actually a postgraduate program in tourism and hospitality. And both of these programs come with the 4 months of work experience term. So if you are a co-op student, as you can see in the photo, we are one of a few institutions that offer Disney co-op. So students would actually go to US and work in Florida, Disneyland for, I think, just over 4 months, about 5 months. Wow. And prior to going there is another 1 month in California where they have to take some university level courses in California. And it's a really intense co-op program when you do the Disney option, but it's really fun, and students come back with great experience and big smile on their face. And for other students that do not tap into the Disney option, we have a lot of resorts and hotels and other tourism establishments here. So you will be able to get experience in a variety of different areas. And Yui that was in the video earlier, she actually went to the other side, the west side of Vancouver Island, and she did her work experience term in Tofino. It's another town, and it's a center for surfers. And she really wanted to learn how to surf, so that's where she was.
Perfect.
Okay, so moving on to culinary programs. The culinary, we have undergraduate 1-year and 2-year programs, and our culinary students are very, very busy. It's 20 months of straight up cooking from the very beginning until the end.
That must
Of
be
course,
fun.
yeah.
But at the same time stressful, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It can be quite challenging, because even when you're stressed, or even when you're thinking, oh, maybe I made a mistake, you still need to keep cooking, right? So you really learn to manage yourself, and at the same time learn that cooking skill. But in the second year of this program, we offer students some business courses. So we understand that a lot of chefs, once they are working in the industry for a few years, maybe they want to go into restaurant management or hotel management. And so in that case, they do need some basic understanding of business. So
or even they want to open their own restaurants.
That's right. Yeah. And to do that, it's really important that you understand business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we try and offer that as a part of the 2-year program.
Okay. So how is this running right now, the culinary arts program, or what happened during COVID lockdowns?
Yeah. So during the COVID, what we have done in the last little while with students is that any of the theory courses are done online. So students spend a certain number of hours on campus and learning to cook. And then the rest of the time they go back home, and then they do learn online. So it's a little bit harder, definitely, instead of being in the kitchen all the time or being in the classroom with everybody. But I think one of the nice things about programs like culinary is that you're learning with the same set of students all the time. So you have your core group of students that you can rely on. And so whether you're online or in class, you always have some support network, which is great. And I think that's something that's not often an experience for some first year, say, university students who are all taking different courses, and they never really get to meet each other.
Okay, what's next?
The next one is health and human services. So we have social services diploma and human services diploma program. So these are 2-year programs. But I just want to explain the difference between these two, because I know there are some students interested in really supporting people, right? Like helping people is something they want to do. Social work or social services basically means that you are helping people who are disadvantaged. So you might be working with immigrants. You might be working with people who are new to the community. You might be working with people with drug addictions or family problems. So you could be working in a lot of different community organizations or even the government. But when it comes to human services, their focus is a little bit more on people with mental and physical disabilities. So you're helping people in a very different capacity.
Okay.
Yeah. And
are
these
international students able to work in these fields?
Yeah. So both programs come with a huge number of practicum hours. So they don't have to worry about not getting a job afterwards. They will work in a few different places in the community before they even graduate.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the next program is Early Childhood Care and Education. This is for students that are interested in working with children between the age of 0 and 6. So with the 2-year diploma program, students will be able to gain the certification as an early childhood educator in the province of British Columbia. So you won't have to worry about not getting licensed. You will get a license at the end of the program.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun. Fun program. And I must say that early childhood education and also the previous social work or human services programs, we have high demand in the community for graduates to start working in the community. So if you're thinking about something that leads into an employment after graduation, these are great programs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the next group of programs is a little bit more of a fun program. So we've got digital design and development programs. So we're one of the first institutions to offer digital design and development in British Columbia. So we've had a number of graduates over the last almost 10 years, I think. We have 2 different streams within design and development. One is development, which really focuses on programming, coding, so developing apps and games, whereas design stream is more focused on graphic design. The difference between our design stream students and students that are studying in graphic design program is that you will receive additional training in front-end web development.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that is really an extra that designers can really use when they start working. So it's a great program, and we have 1, 2, and 3-year programs. And we also have post-degree programs that are coming up in both streams. And we will open application in April.
Wow, that's great. There's a question about the cost of the early EC program, but I believe we're going to talk about the tuition fees in general just in a bit, right?
Yes, definitely. I'll be talking about that. Yeah.
Okay.
So the digital design and development, these are a few of the students. One nice thing about these students is that they don't have to live where the company is, because you can work remotely. So we have Dale, for example. Dale came from the Philippines originally, and he was working here for a company that's in town, and you can see the logo there. But he has moved to a couple other places in Canada just because he wanted to experience what it's like to live in other cities in Canada. Tiago is from Brazil, and he's actually living here, but working for a company that's outside of our community. And there are lots of opportunities in digital design and development right now, especially on the West Coast. So yeah, I think it's a great program to get into. And our graduates have almost 100% employment rate in the industry.
Awesome.
Yeah. A couple other programs, I will try and fly through it as fast as possible because I know I'm a bit of a slow talker. Fine arts program, we have 2-year diploma program that's offered here, and the whole program is studio based. So students get a lot of technical training in using different mediums in fine arts. And after graduation, this one is more of a university transfer program. So after graduation, students can transfer their study to Emily Carr University of Arts and Design, which is one of the most prestigious fine arts university in Canada.
Yep.
And we have guaranteed admission agreement. And to offer third library program here at NIC. So it's a really good program with high quality instructors. You can also use the guaranteed admission agreement to University of Victoria as well for their fine arts program. And the last one is for students interested in four-year university studies. I believe some students are interested in that. And as I mentioned, we have the guaranteed admission agreement with University of Victoria. So most of our students tend to go to University of Victoria, but we have a number of students that transfer to UBC, University of Victoria, Thompson Rivers University. I believe Suraj did a session with you at some point for TRU, and many other universities in BC across the
That's great.
Yeah.
So this is the 2-year Associate of Arts and Sciences. So they can do 2 years with you. Technically speaking, they can transfer to anywhere in Canada, but you also have a guaranteed transfer
That's
to
right.
and to UNBC, VIU, and other universities. Okay, that's great.
Yeah. And we have students in engineering and criminology as well. And they come out very competitively and transfer successfully to other universities. And the nice thing about starting at a college is because, like I mentioned before, you're starting in the smaller class as opposed to being in a big class, with 100, 200, even 500 students. And you don't have to get forgotten. Your instructor will know you. They will know exactly who you are. And if you have the same instructor the next term, they will know you for sure, even in the first year. And also, this touches on the question about the cost, but we definitely notice that students can save a fair bit of money in terms of tuition cost by starting at a college because of a huge difference. So I might as well jump to talk a little bit about the tuition cost. So I don't like to give you just the tuition. I want to give you everything that you need to pay. So when you look at all of the fees that you have to pay, you're looking at about just over $17,000 per year that you pay to North Island College for most programs. And that includes early childhood education as well. And that's in comparison to urban universities, you're looking at quite a significant saving. And especially if you're going for 4 years, if you can save a fair bit within the first 2 years, that's a great opportunity. And for the living cost in our community, it's even lower than most of the city centers. So I quoted this on a slightly higher end, but if you have about $1,200 per month, you can live quite comfortably in our community. I know some students that live for less than that as well. But it all depends on what kind of living condition you want. If you want a whole apartment to yourself, then you pay more.
I think there was a mistake on your previous slide. It showed tuition as 600 and books and materials as 14,000 something. So
sorry about that.
Books and supplies, So, but
that's
show me
total...
it's the other way around.
That's right. So books and supplies, the tuition is about 14,000. Books and supplies is actually supposed to be about $2,000. And then that comes to be the total. Sorry about that. That's such a basic mistake that I just happened to miss. Apologize.
Okay, we just look at the total.
That's right. Please look at that total. My bad. Now, in terms of the tuition and students coming from SSLC, we have some scholarship that's available for the first term of tuition. So we have language pathway awards of $1,000 that we provide to our students. And you do have to apply for this, but the only thing that you have to do is to send us the one-page letter describing your goals and your past journeys, and send it to me at the time of application. And then we will be able to put your application into the pool, and we select students based on a variety of different criteria. And this gets put towards the first term of tuition, as I said. And once you enter the program at the college, then there are other options as well that in terms of awards that you can apply as well.
And they students pay every semester, right? So they pay this 17,000
That's
semester.
right. Oh, 17,000 is the whole year. So you're looking
So that's
at
based
paying
on 30
half of
credits, more or less.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so if they enroll for, technically speaking, they can enroll for 2 semesters and then take the summer term off as a scheduled break, right?
Mhm.
And
correct.
if they take 3 or 4 courses, it'll be like around maybe 12,000 or even less.
Yes, that's correct. So we charge students based on how many courses they take. So the first tuition deposit that they pay is the full 5 courses worth of fees. But
Okay.
if they only take 3 courses, then the remaining amount for 2 courses will be moved over to the next term.
Will be
So you
credit.
don't have to pay extra.
But in your diploma programs for Associate of Arts and Sciences, okay, this is doable. But for other specific, let's say, ECE program, are they able to do this as well? Take 3 courses each term and move on, or they have to take minimum? Like, is their schedule kind of set by the college?
Yeah, so the any programs that have some licensing component to it does require students to complete the certain number of courses each term. So early childhood education is one of them that you have to complete 5 courses or so in each semester. And also they have to finish the first semester courses before going into the second semester courses. Yeah, so it's important that all the students finish all the courses successfully in each of the terms.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good point though, because I know Associate of Arts and Sciences, they can mix and match courses at any point in time.
And yeah, and you were talking about the advantages of studying the 2-year Associate of Arts program. Apart from being in a college, in a small classrooms, right? Your teacher gets to know you, everybody gets to know you, but also you kind of get to know yourself a bit too, and you take courses from different disciplines, and you kind of decide what you want to really study for your bachelor's degree. So this is what I've done, for example, here in Vancouver. I went to a college after high school, right? I took well, it was a university transfer program, but it's kind of same thing. Then I took all these different like courses: anthropology, sociology, political science, French, Spanish. You can, as you just said, mix and match and fine tune and just decide what to study afterwards.
Yeah. And I think lots of students, both international and Canadian students, do that in their first year. So they might take some courses that they know will work in any discipline. And then they pick up some extra courses that are like tryout courses, right? Yeah. So that's great with Associate of Arts and Sciences. And also a nice thing about learning in a smaller class size is that not just the fact that instructors get to know you, instructors also really keep an eye on how you're doing. So if you're, missing assignments over, then they might shoot you a message and say, hey, yeah, I haven't finished the assignment. Or especially with engineering programs, we are looking at like 12, maybe even 16 students in a class. So it's really small and you can learn really well. So in programs where you have to be competitive, like engineering and sciences, it's great to start small and learn well in the first 2 years, because your 3rd year and the 4th year of university gets better. But when you don't learn so well in the first 2 years, the 3rd year and 4th year gets even harder. And I know that because I'm from a science background. And yeah, it was hard. The first few years were really hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So how do our students once they study with us, they come
Mhm.
here, they can come to Vancouver, our Victoria campus, or even
Mhm.
Toronto. They improve their English with us. Maybe they start with ESL first, and then they move their way up to our EP program, our pathway program, and they complete our EP program successfully, and then they say, okay, we want to move on to a college, and we offer them North Island College in beautiful Vancouver Island. So
Mhm.
what do we do? How do we apply? Do we apply online,
Mhm.
on
Yes.
paper?
Mhm.
And do they need to show any proof of English proficiency,
Mhm.
or is
Mhm.
our EP certificate is enough? Can you please guide us through this admission procedures and how our students can easily transition from our school right here? Perfect.
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay.
So, yeah, because of the partnership, thanks to the partnership, right?
Mhm.
We are able to conditionally accept the students of Sprott Shaw Language College to NIC.
Okay.
So, this admission to NIC can happen before the Sprott Shaw's courses start, or even during the time that students are studying at Sprott Shaw. So it depends on the student, right? Some students might not really know which school they want to go to. That's okay,
Mhm.
because we are able to conditionally accept students. So the English requirement varies a little bit depending on the programs.
Mhm.
But generally speaking, you're only looking at the very first line, the first bullet point there.
Okay.
With the minimum coursework grade of 70%,
Mhm.
in order to meet the English requirement that we have here at North Island College. So, in order to get admitted to North Island College, for example, let's talk about early childhood education as an example. Because
Okay.
it's an undergraduate program, we
Mhm.
would like students to submit the high school graduation diploma and also the high school transcript. Just so that we can verify that you have indeed graduated from high school. That's a minimum requirement. And then you will attach either the enrollment confirmation or the course registration, whichever the one that Sprott Shaw provides for you.
Mhm.
You will submit that together with your transcript.
Mhm.
And then once we receive that, then we will provide you with a conditional acceptance into our program. And when you receive that letter from us saying, hey, you've got the condition to finish your English courses, but you're accepted into the program, then the first step for you is to pay the tuition deposit. And the tuition deposit for English pathway students is $3,000. So $3,000 tuition deposit gets paid, then we will save that seat for you in the program. And then we will wait for you to finish your English courses. And then once your English courses are done, then we will need that final confirmation from the school and you to say, hey, I have finished it with the 70%. And once we receive that, then we will ask you to pay the remaining fees for the first term.
So the first condition with 70% graduation from our EP program, will that apply to your undergraduate studies, most of
Yes.
your undergraduate studies?
Yes, all of undergraduate studies and postgraduate studies will be able to get into the program. The
Oh.
only time that we do not and we do need the 80% is in very specific programs, such as culinary business programs, the post-degree programs, and
Okay.
also early childhood education programs.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, that's great. Our students usually do well in their EP program. So, They usually get above 80%. So
That's great.
there won't be any problems with that. So that's great. Once students complete our EP program, they don't need to do anything else. No IELTS, no TOEFL, nothing else. They will be
No.
prepared to start their program at NIC. We prepare them. They improve their English with us. They improve their academic English. They learn about research skills, essay
Mhm.
writing skills, and all that. So it's not
Those.
just a way to avoid IELTS or TOEFL or any other English proficiency exams, but it's actually a way to learn and become successful once you move on to one of our partners. So that's great.
Mhm.
And I just want to mention about one more thing, and I think that's the most important component for most of our international students. NIC is obviously a public college, therefore, once students complete their programs at NIC, they will be eligible to apply for post-graduation work permit,
Yes, that's
which is
correct.
great. You study 2 years. You can get up to 3 years of PGWP, so that's great. Lots of opportunities for you. You can study. You can even start for a year with one of your certificate programs, and then maybe move on to and complete the diploma, or even to bachelor's in some cases, like in business, as far as
Mhm.
I learned today. So,
Yeah,
it's you have lots of options, and
yeah.
located in North Vancouver Island. Um, uh,
Yeah.
Great.
One thing that I would like to sort of mention, I'm just gonna, I think I've stopped screen sharing, I'm hoping. If not, I'll just stop it here for a second.
Okay. Okay.
One thing that I want to mention is that all of the programs that I've introduced you today have the option to continue into a degree program. So even if it's early childhood, social work, they have opportunities to continue on. So if students want to start with a 2-year program, maybe after that, stay with the post-graduation work permit. And then if they become a permanent resident, they can then come back to our institution or other institution and complete the 3rd year and the 4th year of university degree. So even though they seem like vocational programs, that's not like the hard end point for your education. There's always the next step that you can take at a later date. And as we grow, we tend to think about maybe getting another, bit of education and then progress a little bit further. So, and we understand that as adult learners, and we want to make sure we offer those opportunities to students.
That's great. Yeah. So they can move on to either, they have options. Once they complete their 2-year diploma program, they can continue on with you, or move on to any other post-secondary institution here in BC, or maybe the rest of Canada. But as you mentioned, they can study for 2 years, apply for their post-graduation work permit, do their Canadian work experience, and apply for becoming a permanent resident. And we've seen just not too long ago, just very recently, that Government of Canada is paying attention to international students who are in Canada with work experience. They dropped the CRS numbers to 75, and they sent invitation to apply to over 27,000 people. So Canada is always looking for immigrants, and they want to select the ones who are educated here, and then after that, who have work experience here in Canada. So lots of options for international students. I see here Jose, I think, has a question. You can ask your question now. You can even click on ask a question button, and even Jim can invite you here live. You can ask your question live if you want, or just you can just type your question there on the chat box, and we are happy to answer your questions. If not, I will wrap up the day. So Junko,
Ilias,
yes.
there is one comment in the chat. It says books are expensive. That was funny because we
We
flipped
covered
the
that. Yeah,
numbers.
yeah. That I saw that. I mean, I saw that. I didn't say anything, and Changmi just found that out. But we already answered that question.
Yeah, thanks so much for pointing that out.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, and right now with online learning, I think students are getting more savvy with the electronic copies of the textbooks, and they tend to be a little bit cheaper, right? So if
Yeah.
you're looking for ways to, maybe cut down a little bit of the cost, that's another way to do it as well. Yeah.
We never talked about the accommodation options, but if you can quickly just tell us, do you have a residence, or do you just use homestays? Do you help students with accommodation? I didn't hear about that, I think.
Yeah, I didn't mention that. I ended up skipping some of the slides as
Okay.
we went through.
Okay.
But for accommodation, right now we do not have an on-campus residence. We're hoping that we can break the ground, I think, towards the end of this year or next year. So we might not necessarily be ready for the students that are watching this right now, but we do work with Canada Homestay Network in our region. So they're a nonprofit organization that's able to support you in allocating and finding the families. And we tend to like students going to at least a short term of homestay at the beginning. And the reason being that in our region, getting connected with the community is very important in having a great life here. The quality of life is awesome, but if you just hang out with your students or just people from work, then that's not going to be quite enough because we have so many activities in the community. So having the family is great because they're the ones who can connect you to the people who live here and, who are willing to nurture you. So that's a really great starting point. And they also offer the quarantine option as well right now because Canada is requiring all students to quarantine for a minimum 14 days before.
So you have to arrange that probably. Yeah. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Junko, for being with us here today, joining our Pathway webinar. I hope I'll see you again soon.
Yes.
We are continuing with our Pathway webinar series, and maybe I just got a new idea today. Maybe I should start doing Instagram Live with our partners in their campuses. So we'll see.
Yeah, that will be great.
Yeah, and a quick reminder to our students out there, our prospective students, we continue face-to-face classes here in Vancouver and Victoria at SSLC, both at SSLC and VICCC, where we run our co-op programs. And you can apply for a study permit and come to Canada and start your journey. Basically, start studying with us, and then move on to one of our Pathway partners in Toronto. We do continue because of the lockdowns in Toronto. We do continue teaching online, but I hope soon in March or late March, maybe we'll go back to our campuses in Toronto as well. And here you can see our website. You can follow all the recent updates regarding traveling to Canada and all that. Our programs, you can check out our programs. You can chat with us on our website. You can even type in your own language. We have marketers and student advisors that speak your language. So don't be shy. Don't hesitate to contact us, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. And you'll find all the information here on our website. And if you have any questions, of course, you can always, just email us, email myself, email our info at studySSLC.com. Jem is just showing how to contact us. And we'll be happy to help you and guide you through in this journey. All right, everyone. I'd like to thank once again for everyone who attended today, us live, and to you, Junko, of course. Hopefully, we'll see you maybe in the near future in our campuses. We do our info sessions here live with our students. Maybe hopefully soon.
Yeah,
If
that
not,
would be fantastic.
yeah. If
Mhm.
not, we'll continue with online webinars. Okay.
Yes, and thank you so much, everybody, and thank you so much for having me today. It's great to meet you all.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. All right. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Stay safe.
Bye bye.
The sun hits the planet on a different kind of angle down here. It's beautiful, it's lovely, and it's sophisticated. Canada offers stunning landscapes, beautiful natural wonders, and the Sprott Shaw Language College. Our school was founded to amplify and expand the opportunities you have in life. At Sprott Shaw Language College, we want to put you on the path to greatness. We take great pride in serving as your educator, mentor, and advisor. At our core, we are educators. Nothing makes us happier than to see our students progress and develop personally. As a country, Canada is home to a great mixture of diverse nationalities, cultures, and personalities. SSLC mirrors that spirit of multiculturalism on our campuses. Being surrounded by so many interesting people will inspire you to do great things. Vancouver is home to many attractions that bring people from all over the world. Join the incredible melting pot of ideas, philosophies, perspectives, and ideologies that we call British Columbia. Many people are attracted to the cosmopolitan lifestyle that Victoria City offers. If you love living in a highly diverse, multicultural modern city, living in Victoria will be perfect for you. As Canada's largest city, Toronto has unique opportunities you will not find anywhere else. Meeting interesting and influential people will increase your chances of finding learning opportunities and discovering your true life's passion. Join us at Sprott Shaw Language College to enhance the quality and success of your life. Now is your time.